Who is she? She's me. No surprise. Is it like looking in a mirror? It is. Actually, I did a self-portrait. Today we're gonna talk about it. I'm so sorry for the way I sound. I'm like kind of losing my voice. I've been really sick. I really deeply apologize for the way my voice sounds. There's literally nothing I can do about it. I waited 3 days to see if my voice would come back. It still hasn't really. So here we are. Please have a little bit of grace with me. I did a self-portrait. I really like it. The subject matter is obviously myself because it's a self-portrait, but the subject matter is obviously it's a self-portrait, but within that, symbolism was kind of the topic, like talking about your symbolic self. That was the assignment for my painting course, and that's where my symbolism kind of plays in. The dress is something vintage from like the 80s. It's not actually that old, but the neckline kind of gave me more 1600s vibes, a little bit like French European. I chose to wear it because of that. And then I also chose my earrings because they're from a special time in my life. I'm not going to go into the full details because some of it is kind of personal, along with the location. That is also something personal. But very cool that I got to do something like this. I went really real with the facial features, and like I tend not to include certain details on my face when I'm doing self-portraits. One of those is that my nose is crooked. I tend not to include that. It's something I'm kind of insecure about. I have like a dent on my forehead from furrowing my eyebrows for years. I have smile lines. There are things I don't like. My face also flushes really bad on my cheeks because I have an autoimmune disease. It's like the butterfly flush, whatever. In this piece, I wanted to include those things to make it as accurate to me as possible. I wanted to have a painting that accurately depicted me at this age in real form and how I really look, because this is how I see myself. It's how I will remember myself. But these other self-portraits that I have, they don't just depict that. Oftentimes I change certain things to either fit the vibe of what I'm doing if I'm just being a like stand-in model for myself, or if it is a self-portrait, I purposefully change it to portray myself better or different from reality. And I didn't want to have that here, which makes it more vulnerable, but I also think made it more exciting to have it be more real because it really feels like me. If I'm talking about things that I'm most proud of in this piece, I really like the eyes. I redid them. I'll give a closer look at them. But in my reference, the eyes were very red because it was really cold out and it was snowing. They were very like almost teary looking because of how cold it was. And I redid them to kind of include that more. I have really green eyes, but they also have some brown in the middle, so I kind of included that as well. And I really like the way that came out. I love the hair up top, the like windswept hair. That was hard for me to feel confident in creating, but I did it and I'm really proud of that. The snowfall, again, felt like a really big risk because I've never painted snow actively falling before. It didn't feel like it was gonna look right until it was completely done. I was legitimately considering painting over all of it because I was like, I hate the way the snow looks. But I'm glad I stuck with it because I ended up really liking it in the end. I also really love the way my tattoo came out because it's kind of like art within art. I've never included my tattoos before in my artwork because I've always assumed they were too hard to paint, and I just never tried. And I love seeing them on myself in this self-portrait because I'm like, that's me, that's what I look like. And it seems like a stupid detail, but it is something important to me because I love my tattoos to bits and pieces. So it kind of makes it feel all the more real. But the background was really hard for me, and that's something where like, if I could redo it, I think I would change a few things. I might make it a little bit more green in the front, and like the water was not my favorite. I struggle with water details a lot, so I had a hard time with that for sure. But I'm really proud of, generally speaking, how it came out. I love the composition. I think the posing is very cunty, if I do say so myself. There's not really any big details that I would change. The face, I painted it and then didn't like it and I changed it. I'll show you a comparison of what it looked like and then I changed. You can see one of the eyes was too high, I believe. And I fixed that. One of the nose sides was also a little bit too high. So I changed that and I was really happy with it after the fact. I felt like the eyes looked more real, as I said. And compared to the reference, is it exact? No. Is it what I wanted it to be? Yes, absolutely. Like, I also made the dress look like it's more tighter fitting, like it looks like corseted almost. The real dress isn't like that, But in this 1600s version of the dress, it would be more corseted, it would be like that. So that was really cool to kind of create the illusion of that it looks like an old style portrait, but like, that's my face. This is a modern subject. I have those earrings, I wear them every day. I mean, as far as the basic details, it's oil on wood, obviously. I'm an oil painter. I don't really like acrylic. I don't paint with acrylic in my free time. It's good to know, but not my thing. It's 2 feet by 2 feet. It's, I would say, if I had to guess, like an inch thick or like 3/4 of an inch. I'm not gonna sell it, so it doesn't really matter what the like measurements are. Obviously, no one wants a giant portrait of my face. This is one of those paintings where I can tell that it's going to look a lot better once it is varnished in like a year, because it has so many dark tones. Like, the dress looks a lot, not wet, but like, whoa, wet. The dress is sopping wet compared to the rest of it, so it's very shiny still, and it looks really deep compared to like the hair, but there's black in the hair as well. You just can't tell because it's dried more, it's like more dried down. So I honestly think that like I will love it more once it's varnished, because then it will bring back that vibrancy. Like, you can see my real hair looks really dark right here because there's a big shadow. My real shirt here is black. This is actually a great example. But there's a glare, you can see my hand, there's a glare on this, so it doesn't appear the same because it's flat. With the varnish, I think it's going to like really bring it all together. So I'm excited for that. As far as what led me to this, we were doing a portrait week, basically. I had to do 2 other little portraits. I didn't really like either of them. I was getting kind of sick of it. I'm not big on doing portraits in general. I like doing self-portraits because I'm very comfortable painting my face. We've talked about this before. It's one of my actual biggest downfalls as an artist is I can only paint my face. I don't do well painting other people. So it's kind of a struggle area, and I think that the more I paint myself accurately and the more I paint other people to my best of my ability, it kind of works that skill better into my brain. So we're getting there. We're not there yet, but here's my progress, I guess. And I hope you enjoy looking at this. Oh, I didn't even say the title. This is called Snowy Self-Portrait, April 2025. I hope you enjoyed looking at a little bit of a time lapse of this piece. I really like it. I think that if you don't like it, I don't care because I tried really hard and I'm honestly not looking for feedback on this one. It is my face and I feel like if somebody says something about the face, I'm going to be like, it's my face, because, you know, oh, the nose is crooked. The call is coming from inside the house. My nose is crooked. Which, like, that's sometimes the thing with realism. You'll be like, the eyes are off. And I'm like, yeah, one of my eyes is a little squinty, so I guess the eyes are off. Like, realism doesn't have to be symmetrical because sometimes your face is not symmetrical. And not to roast the audience, but you know what I mean. Look in a mirror. I'm sure you get it. Something about you's off, I guarantee it. But yeah, no, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little time lapse of this painting, and I will see you next week when my voice doesn't sound like this. Bye!